Alright guys, so I didn't know how I was going to do this video, but I wanted to really start talking a little bit about the 1-up cabinets and how I think that they're started off as such a great idea and then that they're really falling from grace. So as you can see behind me, obviously, I have two 1-ups. It is the Mortal Kombat one and we have the Pac-Man Anniversary Collection. Now, when these things first came out, everybody was losing their mind. You know, you had the Street Fighter one. I think you had like the Centipede one. You had, you know, various different ones, and it was really like a dream come true for a lot of people, especially kids growing up in the 80s and the 90s, having the experience and the nostalgia of going to an arcade and now being able to have one in your home. So one of the first few things people started noticing was obviously the size difference. Now, if you look at these guys, they are 3/4 size of a normal cabinet. So what does that mean? They're 75% the size of, so that means they're smaller. Now, to actually get these to play comfortably, I needed to buy risers, so that way I wouldn't have to crouch over completely to play them. Now, that was something that kind of sucked at first, but we got used to it. If I turn my thing right here, you can see that I got a Pac-Man stool that you can sit there, and you can sit there comfortably and play it. Now, granted, I'm not a huge man. I'm only about 5'10", something like that. I've seen people super tall, like you know, people like John Riggs and stuff like that, that probably could not even really touch these things because they would be so like bent over trying to play them. But when these things came out, everybody was losing their mind. Now, I personally really wanted one, but I couldn't drop the, you know, the $300 to $400 when they came out. And the only way that I actually got these two cabinets was the Mortal Kombat one was given to me by my wife for Christmas. And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed putting it together and stuff. She picked it up for a decent price because I remember seeing it for clearance at Walmart. Down to like $200 and $225, and then she went out and actually picked it up and surprised me for Christmas. So I love that. And then the Pac-Man one I actually won at a raffle at work. So we do a charity raffle every year where you put so much money down for charity, and then you get raffle tickets, and I actually won that 1-up cabinet. Now, I was so excited when I first got them because I was, you know, didn't know what to expect. And obviously I'd seen all the videos, I've seen Show Me Retro, I've seen a lot of the guys talking up these 1-up cabinets, and I come to find out that, you know, I was just as naive as they were. So there's a few people like Pat, like I just said, from Show Me Retro, who actually talks about regretting getting these cabinets now, because after you purchase one, you have to actually invest a decent amount of money into one to make it good enough as an arcade cabinet should be. Now, as expensive as these guys were, they should have came stacked. They should have came amazing, you know, and they should have came like whatever. But I know, like with the Mortal Kombat one of the big things that I noticed with that one is it is hard for me to do the moves. It is hard for me to play it. It is hard for me a lot because it's just the joystick is not very stiff. It's very loose. You will try to, even like doing Sub-Zero's Freeze Blast or Scorpion's Get Over Here and stuff like that, it was damn near impossible for me to do it right. And I was struggling to do it. And the Pac-Man one is not as bad because, I mean, most of the games with Pac-Man was just simple move, you know, up, down, and move around, which, as loose as the joystick was, wasn't too terribly bad. And I believe it has, Galaga on there was pretty good too because you just go back and forth and you shoot up. Now, I watched a lot of those guys actually invest a bunch of money doing mods to theirs just to get them all right. And then now, with all the releases of these new arcades and stuff like that, a lot of these guys are selling these so they can invest in the different ones that are coming out now because they're much better quality, much other stuff going on. Even people have said that they've been upgrading these to put like retro pies and stuff in them, and they just still are not up to par with what you would want. Now, that's not to say that we haven't had much fun playing these. Like I said, my youngest son and I have played them a lot. When people come over and they check the game room out, one of the first things they notice is the cabinets. And if you don't know any better, and like I said, being naive, if you don't know any better, these are amazing cabinets to play. And to be honest, I have not sat down and really played mine that much. Like I said, I think my 5-year-old has sat down and played Pac-Man more than I have. And same with Mortal Kombat. Him and I will occasionally get on there and play against each other. But we're running into the hassle of, like I said, the joystick doesn't seem to work right. I'm tapping buttons and there seems to be a delay. And it just doesn't feel like the arcade experience. So over the weekend, we went down to a local mall that had a big tilt arcade. And it really reminded me of how amazing those machines once were, because they had different machines there. They had some old school Street Fighter ones, some old school Mortal Kombat ones, Tekken ones, and stuff like that. And after playing those, it really makes me miss the experience a lot more. And also figure it out that, you know, these are not worth the money at all. Now, needless to say, there's a new generation coming out with the Star Wars ones and some of the other ones. And to be fair, yes, those are probably in a lot better shape. I've seen some people, I think Rock Solid Productions and stuff like that, put together them and play them. And they said that they feel a lot better than what these ones used to be like. But that's, you know, here, I don't know. It's just one of those things now, like, would I regret buying? If I actually purchased these with my own money, I would probably regret buying these. And as of right now, they sit here as mostly display options and not really get used. They look amazing in videos. They look really cool in the game room. And like I said, they are a conversation piece when people come over and we just kind of hang out, and they might, you know, bring their kids with. Like I said, a lot of times when kids come over and check out the game room, that's one of the first things they do is flock right to the arcade cabinets because they're really cool. And I just know down the road, I don't know if I'd ever actually purchase another one up unless they really up their game and stuff. But, you know, once they start doing that, once you know, start putting these extra parts and you start spending this extra money and stuff, you're really losing out because, yeah, I mean, you can almost just buy your own arcade cabinet. You could go to an auction and spend, you know, the amount of money that you spend on one of these things, investing them just to get up to par with what an arcade cabinet is. You're probably better off just going and trying to find your own and buying it, or building your own. Nowadays, with the way that 3D printing is, and people that are good with construction, I saw a guy here that built his own MAME cabinet and stuff like that just because he was like an engineer and he was good with his hands and he was good with woodworking, and he was able to make it so that way he had it set up with a Nintendo inside and 2 NES Advantage control. Is it Advantage? I think they were the Advantage. The one with the big joysticks. He had 2 joysticks like that built into the cabinet with the CRTV up there and a Nintendo in there that he could swap games out or put an EverDrive cart in, and it looked absolutely amazing. I remember him sharing it on Facebook and me being interested in it, but he just wanted way too much money. And then after so long of talking with him, he just did not want to get rid of it. He said he got the regrets. He wanted to keep it. So what this video was just basically about was just my feelings and my thoughts on the 1-Up cabinets as of now. And I would only, you know, suggest buying them to somebody that does not want the official arcade experience. And if you do not want the official arcade experience, why would you even buy it then? But I don't know. Like I said, I won mine. I got mine as a gift, and that's probably one of the only reasons I would not sell them is because, one, yeah, they were a gift, and the other one was I won it. And I wouldn't feel right about giving them away or selling them because, yeah, they're mine. They were gifted to me. But I want to know in the comments below what you guys think about 1-Up. And do you guys love your cabinets or not? I feel like I've noticed a lot of YouTubers that were once invested really into these things, they've really backed off them. You do not see them in the background of their videos anymore. You do not see them in their game room tours. They kind of just disappeared, and really nobody's talking about it. I think it's something we need to talk about. So I want you guys to comment below if you guys have a 1-Up cabinet. If you do, which ones do you have, and do you actually enjoy playing it, or does it just sit in there? And also, if you do not have a 1-Up cabinet, what kind of arcade cabinets do you guys have? And if you don't have one yet, are you looking at getting one? But as always, stay retro, my friends. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.